Hi, my name is Dana Agard, and I am here to talk about the Tomlinson model for differentiation. The model graphic starts with the word differentiation, and it states that differentiation is a response to the learner's needs. What this means is that the teacher is responsible to learn and know each student's strengths and weaknesses in their learning strategies and learning environments prior to instruction. The teachers can gather this type of information and data through pre-assessments, teacher observations, conferences, and analyzing their student work. Once all of this information is gathered, a teacher has a duty to respond to what they understood by differentiating and varying their own instructional strategies to meet the needs of each individual in the class. We know as teachers that all students learn in different ways and at different paces, and it's our responsibility to make sure that all of these students have an opportunity to meet with success. The next part of the graphic talks about the 3 different areas in which a teacher might differentiate, whether it be by learning profile, interest, or readiness. Learning profile is the style of learning of which instruction is planned. So, effective use of learning profile will require a teacher to use a variety of instructional strategies that will best enhance the subject content and give children with different learning modalities the opportunity for success. I believe that learning a student's multiple intelligences and strengths in learning style is key to providing a positive learning environment for all of our students. For example, if there's a student in my class who I know is visual and also strong in mathematical logical, I would differentiate for this student in learning profile by providing graphics and pictures during my math lessons. These students would benefit from seeing not only the numbers, but also the images that support what is going on with the math. In order to differentiate by interest, a teacher uses the knowledge of what a student likes in order to increase their motivation to learn. Everyone would rather be doing something that they enjoy to do, so why shouldn't we incorporate that into teaching? A teacher will connect what the student is learning in classroom to what they are doing outside of the classroom, in the real world. For example, if you're teaching a unit on biographies and you want to differentiate by interest, an easy way to do that is by giving the students a choice of who they read about, rather than telling them who they have to read about. Differentiating by readiness means taking into account the student's background knowledge and the skills that they already have in order to become an independent learner. We know that different students have different skill levels, whether it be their reading levels, their organizational skills, their prior knowledge that they bring to the classroom, and their age-appropriate development, which all affect their learning. In our school, we differentiate by readiness and language arts by utilizing reading levels and small reading groups. All the students are pre-assessed to determine their reading levels and then are assigned different groups to work in order to meet their specific needs. Students may read about similar content, but the reading level of the text varies depending on their ability. You can also now differentiate through content, process, or product, which gives us a total of 9 different ways to differentiate our instruction. The content is the text or information you use to learn. The process is the instructional method you use to teach. And the product is the way or assessment that you demonstrate your understanding. Differentiating by learning profile and content is changing the information. So rather than using a traditional textbook, you can use things like interviews or charts or skills websites. Differentiating by learning profile and process is using something other than direct instruction, whether you use small groups or hands-on learning. Differentiating by product is giving them an alternative to taking a written paper and pencil test, whether by writing an essay or creating a PowerPoint. Differentiating by interest through content means my example of the biography. Students have a choice about reading about something that they care about. The process and content is similar to how you differentiate through learning profile. It's changing the ways of instructing, and it's also offering them a different assessment rather than a paper and pencil test. Differentiating by readiness and content is similar to my example of reading levels. The content may be the same, but the ability of the students' levels changes the challenging aspect of the text for each individual. Process and product is, once again, very similar to how you differentiate in learning profile and interest. Overall, once again, there is 9 different ways to differentiate, and it's important to make sure that as teachers we understand and use all those different ways in our classroom.